Hi guys, handiwork here. Oh, it's been a long time since I've done a build, but we're back to it. Now, as you can tell, this is a Xshot Longshot. Finally got around to putting the grey undercoat on it. I'm going to do the paint job. I've got the aluminium tube and the upgraded spring, etc. and bits and pieces. So I've done that. I think you might have seen the previous shorts. So, you might remember the last thing I posted was the gift blaster I sent back to Rants with the orange and black camo, so I'm going to do that on this. Now, Xshot has even seemed to be listening to us. The details are really well defined, so it'll be really easy to mask, so I'm pretty happy about that. So, what it looks like I'm going to be doing, all this area is going to be the camouflage pattern along here, down under here, and all the top bit is going to just be gunmetal. The support's gunmetal. In the back here, the camouflage pattern, and this whole black back bit gunmetal again. Possibly painting the butt pad a what do you call it? Like a rubberized grey material, along with the pistol grip. I really like the way they've done the pistol grip too. That's genius. I didn't even know that enemy pattern was so busy. I didn't even notice there was a jam door here until I just grabbed it and it actually pulled open on me. So I'll put some more grey paint on that, and when that's dry, I'll go through and actually show you step by step how I did that orange and black pattern. It actually, I got the idea from a piece of artwork from online, which I'll put an image of here, and you'll see it. Now I'm in two minds how to do this, whether I paint the camouflage pattern first and mask all that off and do the metal, or paint the metal first and mask all that and do off the camouflage pattern, because the camouflage pattern is obviously much more difficult and there's a lot of tape and stuff to go down. But once it's down, you don't want it sticking too long, so I'm actually thinking of doing the metal first. I did go over this with a scouring pad. That's one thing I found, even on Nerf blasters. That's all you need is a scouring pad, a soft scouring pad. I don't do sandpaper or anything, I just do a soft scouring pad. I don't even do steel wool. It works fine. The paint sticks well enough. Yeah, so that's about it really. So I'm going to go inside before I melt. Right, morning guys. On to the colours. So first we're going to do the orange on this. I'm going to do the camouflage pattern first, then mask that off and do the gunmetal, which will be easier. God. Alright, okay, never mind. So, the camo pattern's going to come up to this line here. And it's going to, I might, for the moment, paint that part, but maybe later pick it out in a different metallic, like a bronze or something. But it's going to cover this area here, along here, down here, and also the whole of this area here. So that's that part, plus I've got the magazine, a little accent there, pump, just that little bit there on the bottom, and same with that on the pistol grip, just those two little bits, just an accent, bit of solid colour, just to make it all the less threatening. I've got my mask, even though I'm just using a little airbrush, I'm still using enamel paint. I don't want to be breathing any microparticles in, so let's get started. There we go. So large areas of orange painted over the area. Now the next step is I'll put the actual image that inspired this up here right now, so you should see it. Click. As you can see, it's a space vehicle, and as you can see, it's got a rather sort of regular pattern to the lines. It's rectangular, but within those rectangular, there's broken up smaller rectangulars. So I didn't try that the first time, and I don't think I'll try it this time because it'll be very hard to do on this surface. Despite the large flat areas, there are still lots of unflat areas, for want of a better terms, bends and dips and curves and things. So yeah, I won't be able to do that. And I noticed on the 747 I did for Rance, a lot of the orange got lost under the other colours. So this time I'm going to put rather large irregular patterns of, rather large irregular stickers over to cover a lot of the orange first. Then when that's done, spray grey and then put smaller patches over that. Right, hi guys, back. Now, the orange paint has dried somewhat overnight. Now, to explain myself. Okay, so here is the first barrel extension which I downloaded, and I modified it greatly. Made a little end piece, so that was what it looked like. But when you put it on, it makes it kind of long, which is what I was looking for at the time. But the more I look at it, the less I like it. So yeah, so I changed my mind, put that aside, save for another one, and I did this little one, which I quite like. That just printed yesterday and put some paint on it, so I'm quite happy with that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to paint this, the orange, but just like a line across there, just to blend it in. Then the front end I'm going to paint white, and that's where I'm going to put my numbers and my details and stuff, just to give it a different sort of look. I'm going for as usual, a science fiction sort of paint job sort of thing. I'm still going to do the disruptive pattern, but I just want something a bit different at the front. One, to give it sort of a different colour front, so at a glance it's not mistaken for a real weapon. So I'm going to do that. So first I will put some orange in the spray gun and touch up a few areas which I've missed around here. I was originally going to paint the whole thing white, but then you'll see this quite clear demarcation. You can see the shape, but if I paint a line across there and make it all the same, it'll blend it in a bit more. It might hide that line a bit. So we'll try that. Right, hi guys, back again. It's been a couple of days since I painted this orange. I've been humming and hurrying about how to do this with the stencils, because if you saw the 747, it didn't come out quite like the image I was inspired by. I'll put the image here again. It's a lot darker in the background, a lot more black, and as you can see from the image, there's a lot more light grey. So also in an effort to save material and not waste, what I'm going to do, this is what I use for the 747. I'm going to cut out these bits between the bits I use, so I've got ready-made stencils, just using a craft knife and a steel rule, and see how many of them I get. That way, when I print another one, I'm not wasting as much material. Now it's about 3 hours later, and this stuff keeps lifting, so I've mixed up the paint. It's ready to go. So as you can see, there's tape all over the place, so I'm just going to push down all the bits I can see lifting and then quickly spray it. And there's a lot of bits lifting. So now I've mixed up a very light grey, because as I said, last one was too dark. So here we go. Anyway, so that's that. Let me find a rag and clean this thing up, and I'll get back to you with the next step. Okie dokie guys, it's been a whole 5 minutes, and I'm going to pull this masking off because I can't wait to see the result. I will whack it on this because I might be able to use them again, or some of them anyway. Orange looks a little bit mustardy under this light, but should be alright. Okay guys, first of all, during yesterday's filming session my camera ran out of battery, and of course today before I did everything I forgot to turn it on. So anyway, so I've masked the whole thing. There's the remains, and I put some white on, and as you can see there's a couple of areas I've missed. It's not too bad. There's a little one or two little whites here, one there, maybe one down here, so I'll have to do them. But I'm going to let this white cure first, and then I'm going to go over and put some black on. Right, hi guys, it's about 2 days after the last video. I'm back again. The temperature has just dropped below the surface of the sun, so I'm out in there in the shed, and of course I've started again before I started filming. So I've masked that side. I'm just halfway through masking this side. I'm just doing tiny little areas where the black spots are going to go. Probably have to add one up here somewhere. And I'm using, since I'm virtually out of full sheets of masking, I'm salvaging what I can. The reason I'm doing black, smaller black spots than the others, is because black's just a much more solid, heavy colour, so it'll stand out more even with the black wash. Well, I'm hoping with the black wash it actually blends in a bit more. So I don't want to go too big, but like big orange spot here, I'll put a big black spot somewhere there too, but where there's smaller parts I'll try and put smaller spots. Right, as you can see I've already sprayed one side, done it again, but I haven't sprayed the other side. So you can watch me do that and mess it all up. I think I've got them all. Right, one nice clean airbrush. Let's pull off this. That's it. Quickly looking at both sides, back and forwards. They look alright. That looks a bit too even the way they're all spaced on either side. There should be one on the centre line somewhere. But I can always add more with just little squares. Right, hi guys, back again. Now, as you can see, I've masked the whole thing. I'm about to do the gunmetal. Now, the gunmetal I've got this metallic 53 from Humbrol, and it comes out not really gunmetal, as you can see. It's more silverish. So I did a quick bit of research online and use silver, add a bit of black, tiny bit of blue. So I've got the gunmetal, which is sort of silver anyway. Going to add some black and a bit of blue. Okay, nice and dark. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is wipe all that wet paint out from in there, because we don't need it. Don't want to get bit of paint everywhere. Turn on the airbrush. Oops, got some gunmetal there, never mind. And I'll just get my mask and we'll start spraying this. So we've got the rail, top around the breech, and the extendable butt, the pistol finger guard, the magazine, the pistol grip, which I'll probably spray that bit and make that the rubber, and the foregrip, which I'll spray the whole thing, and then I'll probably mask some of this to make this part of the grip, the rubber part. Oh, and the sling grip on the butt spot. I almost forgot to put my mask on. So here we go. Not that easy sometimes. Right, so airbrush clean, junk out of the way. It's had some time to dry. Let's peel it off, see what it looks like, shall we? Okey-dokey. Something like that. Grey, 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 white, white. And something up top. I've got a sneaky idea up there. I've got to work on it first before I say anything. Let's see if I can make it work. So that'll be it for today. So I'll let that paint harden before I start scratching it off.